procurement control. As a small biz pro, so we grow using procurement, program and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Business Zone. Glad to have you guys. It is Friday, 6/25, June 25th. Can you guys imagine we're already at the end of June? It feels like it just got here, and it's been a fun and exciting month. And so we're here. We have an amazing guest. I am Crystal Mitchell. I am the co-host of the Business Zone, and Mr. Gilbert, he will be popping in shortly. He's having some technical difficulties, so we'll get him on and on air. And at least this week, whatever my technical problems were last week, I can actually see us online. So if you guys are here, please let me know that we're here so I can end it quickly and start all over again. We have a great guest in the house today, Miss Angela Gibson Shaw. She's the president of GLAC, the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce. Most of you know her. I would hope all of you know her. She's awesome. She serves our community. And her organization has been in the community for years, and they do some awesome stuff. All of our community-based organizations are just phenomenal, and they really help our businesses move to the next level, providing them with education and training and resources and capital or direction to capital. And so we have to applaud the work that we all do in our community, because sometimes our communities are a little challenging. And so you guys require a lot of hand holding. And that's cool, but it sometimes is a little challenging. So welcome. How has your week been? Have you done anything fantastic? I know a lot of people that I know are traveling all over everywhere. They are really, truly enjoying the fact that I guess we're COVID free, but really not. But they're out there traveling and just feeling free from being in captivity for the last 18 months. I'm still navigating my way through this. I'm not quite 100% there yet. Well, I feel that I can just go out there and just willy-nilly just have hugs with people that I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm a distrusting type of person. I don't go on the honor system. I need to see that you had your vaccine, and I need to know you were going because you were excited when you were standing in line and trying to find it. Those are the people that I'm hanging out with, the ones that I haven't met and that I'm not quite sure that I heard somewhere in a conversation that we had that you were against the vaccine. Okay, I can't trust you now because I don't know if you changed your mind, and if you did, why you changed your mind. So I'm going to still be cautious. I'm going to still be wearing my mask. I'm going to still social distance, and I am going to still continue to wash my hands. That's what Crystal is doing, because not just for myself, I have a loving family and I am protecting them, and I am around, some incredible people, and we're all tested, we're all vaccinated. And so I'm good with them, but I can't bring anything home. And I got way too much to do. I got some more work to do in this community. And I think I'm a valuable asset to the community. And so I can't be going nowhere. So that's just me. And I want to and I'm just stating that up front so you guys know. So if you don't see me out there, if I don't accept any live invitations to come visit you, you understand why I'm not accepting. Right now I'm still good online. So guys, for the last 10 days, I just did the most incredible thing. I worked with 17 of the most amazing young people who are starting their businesses, and we have just had a fantastic time. They were awesome, and I'm just excited that there's going to be 17 new entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs that are going to be populating our community soon. And so that's pretty cool. And then in July 6th, we're actually going to I'm going to be doing my summer biz camp with the Los Angeles Urban League, and we're going to be working with brand new, never thought I'd be an entrepreneur group of kids, about 35 of them. And then we have kids that have businesses, and we're going to work with them. So Biz Camp and Biz Institute launches on July 6th. So that's in a couple of weeks. It's a month-long camp, half a day, and they're going to be learning all of the aspects of learning how to run a business. And so looking for volunteers and mentors and speakers to come talk to the kids. You can dedicate 30, 40 a minute, an hour to come over and just share your experiences as an entrepreneur and a successful business person with these kids. It would be valuable for them, and it'd be so inspiring for you. Some of the best things about what I do is working with kids, and I have so much fun with them, and they're so creative and it's so innovative, and they listen to everything I say, and they don't fight me on it. They don't ignore me. They implement. And so I walk away feeling like I done something. So that's why I do what I do. So Gilbert is still trying to get in. It's going to take him a minute because he had to actually reboot his whole computer. So with that, I'm going to bring on our guest, though, and she and I can have a chit chat while we're waiting for him to come in. She is a dynamite lady. She's been working in the community for over 35 years. She has her own consulting company, but she's the president of GLAC, and she's going to talk to us about where we're going to go from here. You know, we had to reset from 18 months ago. So a lot of us got to figure out how we going to come back to the business world and, assess the damage and see where we need to pivot and where we need to keep moving forward and what resources are out there. And she sits at the table. You guys hear me all the time talk about that. If you're not sitting at the table, you're on the menu. Well, Miss Angela Gibson Shaw is sitting at the table. She is never on the menu. and so I am going to bring her on so you guys can feel the magic. Hello, Angela. How are you?
Hey, Crystal, I'm doing great. Thank you for that awesome introduction, and happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. We are already 1 month into the summer. Actually,
yes.
Wasn't the first day of summer? I don't even remember. The 21st.
The 21st. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so a couple days ago. So hello, Angela.
Hey, when was the last time I was on this show, The Business Zone?
I think the Business Zone was about a year. Oh, no, maybe about 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Wasn't it at the very beginning? Yeah, it was at the beginning. Was it? No, you were on the community.
The studio on Crenshaw. Yeah. Oh, right. No, on the Business Zone.
Yeah.
It was at a studio on Crenshaw.
Yes.
I think
So that was 2 years ago.
That sounds about right. Yeah, well, I'm glad to be back.
And well, we're glad to have you. You're looking fantastic. So you survived.
Good. Yes, I survived. Yeah, you're right. Hallelujah.
So what was your experience during COVID? Just learning a lot?
Learning a lot, trying to dodge that COVID, and then really getting into getting resources for our members at GLAC. And so that really kept up a lot of my time, which I was more than happy to do because it kept me occupied, right? So that I wasn't watching the news and, being fearful and fretful and scared and all that kind of stuff. Instead, it kind of, pushed me into purpose, do something.
Yeah.
This pandemic.
Yeah, and I think that really helped a lot, right? I mean, I jumped into it right away, and it really gave us. I didn't really. I was cautious in doing what I need to do. I wasn't coming out of the house, but I also wasn't. I wasn't, as long as I was purposefully busy, I wasn't thinking that I was about to leave this world.
Right. Exactly. Right.
So So tell us, for those that don't know GLAC, can you tell us some stuff or some information
Sure,
about GLAC and where you guys,
absolutely.
where you're headed?
Yeah, so GLAC, the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce, is a chamber of commerce dedicated to the growth and development of Black owned businesses. And so we grow our businesses by removing obstacles and creating opportunities. And then we develop our businesses through our technical assistance workshops, seminars, mentoring, and our advocacy. So at the height of the pandemic, we began to immediately scramble to provide resources for our members on where they could apply for, at the time it was loans, and at the really height of it, it was the PPP. Of course, as a result of that, or fast forward, we now learned that a lot of small businesses were not able to get access for a number of reasons. And so that really pulled the wool back on a number of issues and highlighted that we need to be more ready about how to apply. We all want access to capital, but there's a certain process, there's an application, there's some paperwork that we need to have in order. A number of our members were turned down because their paperwork wasn't in order, even though they had a need. So that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
The other part too was we uncovered how difficult it was made by a lot of the large banking institutions to even get access to capital. And so we began to advocate to them about the need for them to make grants available to underserved businesses that maybe traditionally wouldn't be asking for loans and qualifying for grants and loans. And so they needed to create a pathway for folks that are traditionally, I guess, underbanked is one of the
Mm-hmm.
terms that's being used. So we did a lot of work there. Then we saw the monies coming from some CDFIs. And then the corporations started stepping up too as well in providing grants and loans. Fast forward, another lesson that we learned is, the small businesses needed grants, not loans. They were already going to be in debt as a result of having to, forego and not be able to pay rent or, keep the doors open, pay employees. And so they were going to come out of this with a high amount of debt and didn't need to add to it by taking out a loan for money. Yeah, so that's what we did during the height of the pandemic up through the George Floyd incident. And then, of course, there was a whole nother pivot, of course, again. Hi, Gilbert.
Exactly. Hey, Gilbert. I actually, it's interesting, today was the sentencing of speaking of the George Floyd of Derek Chauvin. And it's kind of interesting. My brother and I were watching it and we were like, he looking like, I didn't do anything wrong. What's wrong with y'all? I just killed a Black person. What did that matter? And we're sitting there going, this man, there was no remorse. His mother was speaking and she was saying, he's a good man. No.
Is psychopathic. He's those people, those young kids who will kill pets. They'll kill dogs and cats and think it's okay. That's him right there.
He's a product of the system, though.
Yes,
he is. He's a product of the system.
He was taught to capture and kill like that. Yeah. Probably not kill, but to capture and subdue, or whatever, that kind of way. And then I've read studies that talk about how that is similar to slavery.
Yes.
Of how they caught and captured runaway slaves. So by any means necessary, that's that same kind of process.
Yeah.
So So I think a lot of things were revealed as a result of this whole,
I think, when we look at it, and I've been saying this for the last 18 months, COVID was it was a lot, devastation, loss of people that we really loved. But it kind of pulled the curtains away, right? Mm-hmm. We got to see the stuff that people were always telling, oh yeah, there's capital out there for Black businesses. And then all of a sudden, like, no, because even when you were giving it away, it wasn't out there for us. You were making it very hard. And like you said, Angela, it's so important that we were already hanging on an edge. Now, instead of you making a loan instead of a grant. And then I also saw certain organizations that were making even the hurdles for the grant impossible. And I actually just sit on the board of the nonprofit. but it was a small grant, like $5,000. Okay, we're applying for grants. We provide tennis free tennis lessons to kids. So and we had a lot of kids during the summertime. So $5,000. They wanted, now it's a nonprofit in
Mm-hmm.
good standing.
Mm-hmm.
They were asking for the directors for a grant for our social security number, our to run a credit check, and not just to do the ask for our social security number. They ask for you to give them your social security card, a copy of the social security card for a nonprofit. Has that ever happened to you?
Who has? I don't even know where my social security card is. Why would I give you a copy of my? I don't even give out my social security number. And on behalf of a nonprofit, see, that's some other stuff that, again, like you said, pulling the curtains back. We now see, okay, now there's a new administration in the White House that really is dedicating itself to ensuring that some of these inequities are righted for the African American business community. And one of the things that GLAC does is advocate for inclusion and inclusiveness in public sector contracting. Let's start there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of language that's in there that was created to keep us out. Like you said, that kind of stuff. And so they now have a term for it. I understand it's called legacy language. So now we are on the hunt to identify that old legacy language that was designed to keep us out of the process and to push for policies to make it more inclusive for us to be included. Because, they say be included, but then when you look, the devil's in the details. They also talk about that there was a small business owner that was trying to go for a contract, but she had the qualifications and could do the work, but some of the things that they were asking of her, like that was intentionally, that's to keep us out. You know what I mean? So yeah, the curtain's been pulled back on a lot of things. So our work really has increased in terms of making sure that we have access and entry. Access and entry.
That's that extra. Yeah. You need that extra entry because yes, you say it's for me, but then I go to apply and you're going to ask me for everything next to my firstborn, and then my next grandchild, and before that you will, and it's for small amounts. It's like jump over these hoops for $5,000. No, he humiliate you. And I don't even. It just makes no sense. So a lot of
and I bet that the other folks are not asked for that same information. I was reading an article about a sister that was wanting to sell her home, and the resale value or the appraisal came out very, very low, and she just couldn't understand that because she knew where it was located and she had done some renovations and all that kind of stuff. And this speaks to home ownership for African Americans. And there's a reason why the value of our homes and the equity in our homes and all that stuff is kept low. And so she decided to employ one of her white friends to get her home appraised as though he were the owner. And she removed all the articles in her home that indicated that there was a black person that lived there. And the white friend called around and got an appraisal. And his appraisal, the appraisal of the same house, came up much higher.
At least $100,000 more.
And so that kind of stuff permeates through home ownership, education, healthcare, again, access and entry, business. And so, so that's why we're all here, because we all are about that fight to make sure that we are included, especially now in the opportunities. Like I said, the White House administration is opening up. Biden just pledged that 50% of their federal contracting would be to minorities, businesses of color, women, and veterans. And so there's a process that we'll need to go through, but at least the opportunity now is there. So now we got to get our businesses ready. I mean, really ready. I think it's just, it kind of feels like a new day. There's lots of things happening. The money that's coming from the American Rescue Plan, there's lots of it in there to help small businesses get ready. And so we know that our African American businesses have been historically not treated fairly. So we want to make sure that they are now treated fairly and have equal access to these opportunities. With the SoFi Stadium, there's opportunities swirling around there. Then the Inglewood Basketball Entertainment Center. The Olympics are coming in 2028, and there's a whole lot of other things that are happening in between, as well as infrastructure. LA County and LA City are both overhauling their procurement process. Another thing that we're in conversation with is breaking down those contracts. When you go to some of the public sectors and want a contract, they're huge multi-million-dollar contracts, and a lot of small businesses can't take on a debt like that or a project like that. So now they're starting to unbundle and make them smaller. Where at one time the contract was, can you repave all the sidewalks in El Monte or whatever, pick a city or somewhere in Los Angeles and on the east side or the west side or whatever. Now they're breaking them up into smaller jobs so that more small businesses can take advantage of that. And so, we still have to be ready, though. We still have to be ready.
Well, that was the other part. Go ahead, Gilbert.
I was going to say, for those of you who are listening to the program, you are watching the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. We're on every Friday from 3 to 4. And our very, very special guest today is no other than the president of the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber, the one and only Miss Angela Gibson Shaw. She makes things happen for small businesses. And Angela, I don't know if you already told him about the BEP program. Did you tell him you just graduated some entrepreneurs?
No, not yet. How much time do we have on? How long is this
let's do it. You are special, so you're on for however long you want.
Oh my God!
But here, while we're leading into that, Angela, so some of the things that we all have discovered, like we knew. Let me put it that way. We knew where the deficits were.
Yeah.
Now our businesses know where their deficits are.
Yeah.
And so now I think we have to decide, how are we going to get them? And maybe that's what this program is going to. How do we get them to embrace so that they are never in the position that they were in 18 months ago?
Yeah.
How do we get them prepared for whatever catastrophe is going to happen? Because it's going to happen. How do we get them prepared for that? Because I don't know, it doesn't feel like we failed, but it seems like there were so many of them that was so needy that somewhere along the line, maybe we that provide the service, I don't know. What are you thinking in that?
Yes, you're right. And so, but this was bigger than us just now coming to the table. This was systemically done over years of keeping us and locking us out. Now we just recently commemorated the Tulsa Massacre. And so it's that kind of a thing. It's that was the big one that we all could take a look at. But it happened all the time along the way in very small, subtle increments. And so what we've done is created the Business Evolution Program, what we call BEP. And it starts to change the mindset of the entrepreneur. There's entrepreneur, as you all know, it has a fatigue factor involved in it. Sometimes you just get tired of bumping your head against the wall, trying to get in that door, this room, that place, etc., and so on. And so I think that it's a new day. And so we need to develop a new mindset.
Yes.
And so let's not be fatigued. Let's understand the purpose. Let's understand why. Let's understand the outcomes. Let's understand what's on the other side of what it is we're trying to do as entrepreneurs. So we created the Business Evolution Program, and that we're getting ready to seat a new class. We just graduated our first cohort. So it originated in 2005 as an opportunity to take one small business to the next level of economic success. And we chose through a competitive process one business, and we really groomed and finished them, if you will, like a super mentoring school. They were mentored by our board members who represent Fortune 500 companies. And so it was extremely successful. And the mentees came out of the program doubling and tripling their revenues with all of this newfound increased additional knowledge and support and mentorship and help and assistance. During the pandemic, we decided that we had to open up the opportunity to more than just one business. So again, we put out the call for applications, and we were able to see 13 small businesses, and we took them through a series of technical assistance classes. We had some mentorship going on. Gilbert, your own business zone, Gilbert Buchanan, served as their business coach.
They had a good one.
Yes, we had a good one. And so we recently graduated, so we now got a call out for applications that are due by the middle of July, by the end of July. And so we're going to be talking and immersing those entrepreneurs in certification. It's been made easier at some places, some of the portals. It's still a grind, but that's a part of the business that you've got to work on for your business. And so we're going to be talking about certification. Of course, our access to capital is the number one, continues to be the number one issue for our small businesses. We're going to talk about branding and marketing. Very important now is technology. Of course, another thing that was uncovered was connectivity, and how a lot of communities of color did not have access to the connectivity. And especially when the kids were at home, everybody's using and pulling on the Wi-Fi and the system and the broadband. But now we're not quite out of the woods yet on COVID. And so folks' business is going to be done, through digitally. And so you're going to have a much stronger digital presence. I'm going to want to buy your products, but I want to go on my phone and buy them. I want to surf quickly. I want to be able to touch the product I want from you. I want to be able to tap on my digital wallet or quickly put in my credit card number, my address, and press some button. And I want you to quickly tell me that you got my order, you're processing my order, and when I'm going to get my order. And that's where we got to be. That's where we're trying to take our small African American businesses up to this is the new day. And so that's one of the things that we really wanted to drive home about them. We're also going to have a pitch competition. So I'm excited about that. One of our sponsors is going to sponsor a $5,000 pitch competition.
All right.
So we're going to have groups of entrepreneurs come up with the products and create a pitch on it. And the winner at the end of this will be a 9-month session, this particular class coming up. Each member of the 5-member group will receive $1,000 for a total prize of $5,000. One of our first sessions, though, will deal with what it means to be an entrepreneur in LA. That's different than what it means to be an entrepreneur in Atlanta or Houston or Idaho or Hawaii or Las Vegas. And so we bring in folks that some elected officials, some people that are well versed in the nuances of navigating business opportunities and business processes in LA. So again, that's part of that changing that mindset that we need to address. And you know what? We're all a work in progress, right? I'm a small business owner. I need that too. You are too. Crystal, we know that. Gilbert, you're a small business owner. And it's just, you got to always be learning and always stepping up and always identifying new challenges and working in your business and on your business. I know it's a full-time job. I was supposed to go to lunch in the marina somewhere and sit by the ocean and kick it today, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. And so that's what it's all about.
It is. Yeah. And because I work with kids, through 3/4 of my business practice is dedicated to teaching young people how to be entrepreneurs. And so, as I was telling Angela, Gilbert, I just finished the 10-day boot camp, and it was a boot camp for me as well, not just to the kids. I was up at 6:30 in the morning, trying to be there at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was a boot camp, but we were teaching kids, and this is what I shared with Angela. So we use the lean startup model for Eric Ries. If anybody has read that book, it's absolutely amazing book, and it teaches you how to break down your business and go with the leanest minimum valuable product in order to get the marketplace, right? And then it asks you, then you have to ask assumptions. So Am I serving the right target market? Do they want my business? What is my value propositions? And so they have to keep breaking that down and then coming up with after they do their surveys and really find out if it's really necessary, and if the target market really wants what you're selling.
Right.
And then after that, you have to decide if you have to persevere or pivot. These young kids are on top of it. After I explained it to them, they're like, they had to ask a couple questions. Then as we were breaking it down, they were making changes on the fly. And I'm thinking, now I know that I have clients that I've, in some capacity, I've had the same conversation doing their business model canvas, and they are fighting me all the way. Kids are just like, oh yeah, I get it, Miss Crystal. I'm going to do that. So for me, because I'm teaching all the time, I'm always having to enhance and add on to my knowledge base. But it helps my business. And then it helps you really to be able to be really a highly effective business owner.
See, the beauty about that, Crystal, about the lean business model canvas that you do, it helps the small business to recognize that 72% or 7 out of 10 products our service that's being entered on the marketplace is not needed or used by our consumers. So with the other 3 remaining, everybody is fighting for that 30% or those 3 that's left. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the studies, the assumptions, and all of those things that you're doing right now is so valuable to these small businesses. That's why they're doing the minimum value propositions. You see what I mean?
Oh, that's great. I need that.
Oh yeah.
Read that book.
We need a copy of that.
Oh yeah, that's unbelievable.
So what's the name of the book?
The book is called The Lean Startup, and the author's name is Eric Ries, Ries. And even if you just read chapter 3, it really helps you understand what they're talking about. But he uses the business model canvas to address that you are really truly solving the pain of the people that you're targeting. Right. And if you're not, then you have to adjust it or adjust the people or back it back and add on, just go with the basic features, and then, or you might have to add on for additional features to make it really fit the people. So one of the case studies is, and I know Vermont Slauson did it, and I think you guys have this as well, restaurants, and I've heard a couple of companies. There was one company I remember, they had a food truck, and they were doing extremely well with the food truck, but they thought that they were missing out by not having a brick and mortar, not understanding that there's less cost to run a food truck than it is to run a brick and mortar. Right. And so so they thought they were missing out on the brick and mortar. So they went into a brick and mortar, and within 6 months they were closed. Yeah,
because now they found out. See, the thing is with the mobile truck, they don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay rent or a lease every month. So you save that part of the money. Plus, you can go to different marketplace with the truck.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, you can go to your customers. You can go
to them.
You can go to them.
Go to them.
Right. That, you know what? And I've seen a lot of successful trucks get that way through social media.
Oh, yes.
Another class that we will teach during our business evolution program. And in addition to that program, we also have our regular GLAC in the AM classes. It's our regular technical assistance workshops for members that are not part of the business evolution program. And so we have a lot of different workshops, but you're right. That's one of them. We'll have to talk about the marketing of your business.
Oh yeah. I am excited about that.
Yeah. We used to ask our members to introduce themselves by sharing the pain point that they eliminate or that they address.
There you go.
The name of your company, and tell me the pain point that you solve for your client.
There you go. Because
and that's how you have to introduce yourself.
Yes.
And now I'm curious, what were they able to answer that question though?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. We did that at a mixer once.
Yeah.
And everybody ran around and said, I eliminate the need for such and such and so and so. What was your name of your name, your company, and what pain point do you solve? And some of them had to get creative, and some of them had to go around the way, and you could tell that they weren't clear on that. But it was designed. It was an exercise designed to help you provide clarity on what it is you really are offering. What solution are you really offering that people want? They need to buy. Yeah,
because a lot of times our business owners fall into a business, and so they just think, oh, I make these fantastic pies, or I'm a great mechanic, but they don't have the acumen to actually run the business. And luckily enough, it all falls into place until it doesn't.
Yes, exactly. Right. And so that's one of the things we're doing with you, Crystal Gilbert, and myself. You know what? We're all creating an ecosystem for them. Because I'm telling you, I've read so many reports about how we have systemically been kept out of not being successful in business.
Yes.
I just thought we didn't know, and we didn't no, we weren't. No, it was systemically kept out. And so we're creating an ecosystem and collaborating with lots of partners, with you guys coming on your show, collaborating with other folks too, and other resources, other groups and businesses that we've met, to be able to provide kind of like a whole holistic approach around our small business community, because ultimately we want them to be so successful that they've got to hire. That's what it's all about, creating jobs. Because everybody knows, especially in our community, I live in Inglewood, and in that Inglewood area, there's lots of little shops. There's the barber shop, the cleaners, the restaurant, the coffee shop, and then different little, the shea butter, the candles, the dress shop, the store shop, the yard shop. There's lots of them, the different little restaurants, and they employ the community. And if they aren't there, and if they don't survive, then there's lots of young people and lots of folks, period, that won't be employed or won't be employable. So it really is incumbent upon us to make sure that those small businesses are successful and that they grow. That's the other part. I know you want to stay small and just do what you do and turn it off at 5 o'clock. But just imagine if you had the opportunity to expand and grow and hire more people for your business, you'd be able to serve more of your clients and the people that you're trying to get to. And that job creation, that's what it's all about. I read a report about the number of, in some town, I forgot where it was, of Black business owners that died during COVID.
Wow. See, that's a good point right there, Angela. That's a good point, because within the first 3 months of COVID, and we're talking from, say, April to July of 2020, 440,000 Black businesses went out of business.
Right.
And that's during the time when some of those business owners died or dying too.
Yes, right. Heads of households, it just is a whole domino effect. And so that's why we just got to keep on doing what we're doing, creating all these classes and working with utilities to design, because they all have different initiatives on the green energy jobs and different SoCal Gas. All the utilities have got to overhaul their infrastructure. That's been made clear. And they've got to update it. And so they are desperately looking for small businesses to help them. They all get it. A lot of them already got it, already had it, but now we need small minority businesses, women-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses to come and help us with, redo our infrastructure, rebuild our infrastructure. And so we're going to try to put together some classes around that. How do you pivot? How do you get into that business? Also, the construction business, that's going to be booming with all the infrastructure projects that are being teed up. And so we've heard that the general contractors and those in construction business, they need more help in professional services.
Yes.
I build houses. I don't want to do payroll. I don't want to learn
paperwork.
I don't want to do all those
wraparound
back office services, but I will pay for it if you give me someone.
So if
you're in that business, you need to just tweak it a little bit and find out how you can offer your payroll services to people in construction.
Yes. Small businesses, they're good at their craft, but when it comes to doing paperwork and administration and running that business, not so much.
Right. So that's the niche for professional services.
Yes.
And there's not that many, like I know I know one person that does the certified payroll, two people, you and and Marjorie, and
Yeah.
I don't know any others that are in that
Oh,
space.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that means we might need to develop some more people to
oh,
be in that
absolutely.
space so that
Yes.
they
Okay.
can do
Yes.
construction. Let me ask this, Angela,
Hmm.
and this is coming from you guys being a chamber. So you guys also are work with the lobbying and the legislations of things that
Yes.
take place for us as a community. So one of the things that when we all saw when we were watching the Tulsa story, they were very cohesive and working within their own ecosystem. But we as business owners, we have to work within the whole. So what are some of the things that we can do to fight through that systemic racism? And I know the doors are wide open, but also the colonizers are fighting real hard to maintain status quo.
Right.
Right. Exactly. So our chairman, Gene Hill, sits on the mayor and governor's task force to, California's recovery plans. And so we need support when we hear or when we see policies that are not inclusive of us. And Gene Hill, our chairman, is really good at reading the language and understanding what it's not saying.
Mm.
And what we do is we propose new language to be able to be inclusive of small businesses of color. And sometimes you've got to see it in, it might not be saying you won't be included, but some of the cap or the ceiling or the floor or some of the policies or some of the criteria is designed to keep small businesses of color out. And so what we do is propose new language. And then what you've got to do is you've got to show up, you've got to write letters, you've got to call in. And so that really starts to put the pressure on elected officials and those policymakers to change that language. And so that's really, GLAC does a lot of advocacy work as well. I sit on the commission of the LA County Small Business Board. And so, again, we are sitting there with that lens of how are we, I understand we want to make sure that it's inclusive and everybody's going to, but how are you doing that? Well, everybody's got to come down to our site over. No, we're not coming down to your site. You need to come to us, come to us. That's how you get, it's that little subtle stuff, those little subtle things that the changes make a difference. We call out to our members from time to time, ask them to write and join us when we are advocating against different policies and we need a change. I need you to, now you can dial into the Metro or LA City or LA County board member. Call in and say, hey, I read the agenda and I vote no on item 17. And I think it's not business friendly for you to, create that new policy or regulation or legislation.
Yeah.
So we take a lot of, Gene does this very well. He takes ideas to Sacramento, to our elected officials, Senator Steve Bradford and others, and telling them about, I need you to really take a look at this because look at the numbers. The numbers don't add up. Why they're not adding up? You're not doing, the outreach is faulty, the way that you're doing this. So that's the kind of the way that we really step into changing the policy. And it's when we call up on our members and our small businesses to join us. And it's a heavy lift, and I know. Can you stop and write a letter, sign a petition? Can you call in? And you're like, ooh, what time does that happen? I don't know. I'm going to be meeting with the clients and making my money, and I'm in my business. And it's hard to stop. It's a lot to juggle, but that's
but
what
we have to.
we got to do. But
because even though we're doing all of the services that we're all providing, if we have the roadblocks that are preventing us from pushing past, then it doesn't matter how much you know and how much access you have, or if you have lack of access, then it's like we're not going to get past that. Because one of the things that you saw with Tulsa, they created what they created because nobody knew what they were doing. So they were able to operate freely without being stopped. And then we saw what happened when the outside world recognized what was happening over there. Then they destroyed it. So we have to be better prepared to protect our communities. But at the same time, we have to fight through, all of us together. It requires all our voices in order to get policy changed and now that we know, like even now with the voting, suppression of the voting, I mean, they are going through all kinds of gyrations.
Yes, right. Exactly. I was just going to mention that, Crystal, too. Yes, in Georgia and other places. Yeah, exactly. And that's what we got to know. That's where the rules are really made, is in the policy. It's one thing to say, if you guys cannot just do that, or some recommendations. No, you got to make it law. You got to make it law, and so that's what they're doing, and we got to fight that.
We have to fight that. So that's all of us working together, all our organizations, all of our people, because it's our children that we are concerned about, and so if we're not fighting, and I was listening to the news this morning, and basically in Georgia, the Supreme Court is suing Georgia because they know that the reason that they're changing the voting laws is because look how many people they galvanized. Stacey Abrams brought the 800,000 people. They're like, we're just going to take all your votes away. Our answer is
we're going to legislate it out.
Right. So we gotta offer the services, but I think we have to also fight through the barriers and the obstacles that and the races, and call that out to be able to really make us to open that pathway for us.
The thing about that is, if they cannot increase their pool of voters, what they try to do is to restrict the voting. So therefore, the other side, who may have more registrations, they go, okay, you got more registrations than we do, so we're going to restrict your people's ability to vote. That's really what it is. And then on top of that, they control the legislative process. So like Angela said earlier, that they make these policies, right? They make the policies that will stick. And from those policies come these systemic restrictions. And that's what's been going on. Systemic suppression. They suppress us with their systemic rules. So we can't really, as minority, small Black businesses, to advance, because the rule said you can't. One of those bogus rules that they're trying to bring into place is the AB5, right, Crystal? AB5, they're trying to tell the small businesses, well, you need to bring in this consultant and make them an employee. Small business don't even have money to hire people, much less to turn consultants into employees.
I don't want to be an employee. I don't want to be an employee.
Exactly.
Right. So and so we worked really closely with DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber. Who were really leading the fight on that. We don't want to be. They love the freedom.
Exactly.
Of being, their own boss. That was the whole. That's so crazy.
And this is the thing that I find interesting, because being, when I'm teaching kids, I'm always talking about disruption. So when Uber and Lyft and Airbnb all popped up in the whole tech world, we uplift them for being innovative and disruptive, right?
Yes.
That's their business model. And then you come around and says, no, we need you to change your business model. We thought it was great that you're disruptive, but we need to change your business model. And so it's going to hurt
because it upsets the status quo.
We are
adamant. And so that was one of the things that came to me as I saw all of the statues being torn down. And it was like, those statues were put in place to kind of continue to lord over us. To keep the status quo. And so when the people started pulling them over, I felt a little freer too. Okay, I
get it. Psychological and it's just like, I see what you were doing. Okay,
I see what you were doing.
That's exactly what it is.
Good point, Crystal. We've got to do more. Advocating. And
we got to break out of that systemic thing, because I mean, Angela, you pointed out some things, and Crystal, you also did too. The whole systemic thing is this umbrella that sits above us and hover over us to suppress us and restrict us. You got healthcare. You got economics, business development, lending, access to capital. All of those are underneath that restrictive umbrella. And that's what they do to control us. It's not going to happen.
Yes. And the healthcare, especially in our healthcare,
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised to read reports that there was a thought or a belief in the healthcare industry that Blacks didn't feel pain the way others did.
Oh my
Right.
Lord.
From where we came from slavery. And so the healthcare system didn't listen as well to African Americans when they, expressed pain. And then we don't come in until our pain level is really high.
Right.
And that somehow sent that back around from slavery. I mean, it got deep. It got really deep.
Because we don't trust them. Because when we come in, they give us stuff we don't need, and those stuff make us sick. They make us worse.
The Tuskegee experiment.
Yeah, exactly.
And what about the sister? And they used her DNA.
Yeah, what's the name?
Hicks.
Hicks. Yeah, you have her, which is why now we need people to be vaccinated, and we have so much resistance to that because of the
they don't trust it.
They don't trust you for doing what you're going to do, even though we're looking to preserve our own lives. And I think the other area is that we really have to start grooming new politicians. We need to make sure that when the guard changes, and the guard has to change.
Yes, right. Who are they grooming?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We have to look at that needs to happen. Like Sydney Kamlader, amazing. I love that woman.
I do too. Yeah.
And Autumn. These are new blood.
Changing of the guards. That's what it is.
Changing the guards. But we need to make sure that they're working for our community.
Yes.
We've got to make sure that we sit down and talk with them. We've got to make sure that we go over there and visit with them, just like the little homeowner groups and bird watchers associations and all the other groups. They get in line and they go over there in mass and meet with their legislator to tell them what to do, what not to do, and remind them that they're voters and all that kind of stuff. And we've got to do the same thing.
Yes.
We have to take a field trip. Okay, Glack and RBD.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Right. Sacramento, here we come.
Here we come. We're taking a bus up.
Yeah. Right.
And we're speaking on behalf, and we bring in our people with us.
We're bringing our ideas. Yeah, exactly.
Right. I really do think that's what we need to do. And then when we vote folks in, we collectively vote a block of folks in so they can make some change for us, because we don't see that at all. We don't see it. We vote people in, they go in there, they don't represent us. They do what they want to do for their own, best interest, but we're still here at the bottom. And then again, that's why you're not seeing a lot of us participating in the voting process, because they're going, why am I voting? What's in it for me? What's in it for me? With him, what's in it for me? So those are the types of things that we need to pay attention to. We got to do it from an economic standpoint. One other point I wanted to raise, Crystal, is a part of enhancing our economic power or capital is not only to do business here in the city of Los Angeles or the city of Alhambra or Pasadena, but we want to start doing interstate transactions. We want to do business with Arizona. We want to do business with New York as small businesses, and then take it abroad. We want to do international business. So if we do those things, they can't stop us. They cannot stop us. You see what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking.
I think that was one of the COVID silver linings, is that, as Angela said, being able to work on it in online, in e-commerce space. You can sell to whomever you want. No one knows who you are, but you do have to make sure that your presence there is attractive, and that if I want my product when I want it, I want to have pay portals that I feel that that's secure, and so say in my credit card, my banking information is safe.
The delivery methods are on point,
and the customer service is there, and the business don't work because for 18 months that's the only way we can shop, and so we can't go backwards. So we got to create hybrids that incorporates meeting the people where they are. I mean, even I think us as organizations that do workshops and classes, I think we got to figure out how do we offer them live and hybrid and online, or do we do online so that we can get more people there as opposed to and service more people. So I think there's a lot of thought processing is going to go in from with all of us on how we're going to provide deliver our services for the future.
The one part that I'm thinking of, Angela and Crystal, and maybe you guys can chime in and share this with me, but the one part that I'm thinking, which is a low-hanging fruit right now, is the County of Los Angeles. They said they've got approximately $4 billion in procurement money, but they cannot find any qualified small businesses. So I want to know, how can we access those funds in terms of economic opportunities for our small businesses? Because that right there will help to elevate our small businesses. So let's put our heads together and see how we can tap into that $4 billion.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've got some ideas on how, the process that it takes.
Good.
Yeah, because you've got to get the, what are the opportunities? I mean, the real opportunities.
Yes.
And then you've got to go and then find those, and just the matchmaking game. It really is that we have to undertake.
We have to be the ones that undertake.
Firms now don't want to do matchmaking anymore.
No,
everybody knows that. And the small businesses don't want to participate in them either.
No, because they think they're not going to get any opportunities, so they go, why even bother?
Right.
So, yeah. Unbundling. Yeah, I think Crystal said unbundling. Joint ventures. Yes.
You got to team up.
Yes.
Yeah. So
collaboration.
You got to get some new ways. Yeah.
Well, I want to make an announcement. This week, RBD dropped their app, their resource guide app yesterday, actually.
Oh, really?
And so I'm going to share. It's both web-based and app-based. So it is now going to be in the Google App Store.
Oh.
And so here it is, guys.
Oh, nice.
It's a collaboration with RBD and the Urban League. And so it's going to have some bells and whistles. The developer, he got into my head. He knew how I felt about our community. So you'll find all our categories over here. You'll find our categories over here. I think you will. Over here. And all the businesses and categories and industries are listed here.
Oh, wow.
They put in all of the resources that were in our resource guide is now in here.
Can you Can you click on professional services? Let me see if Buchanan and Associates is there.
See before I get there. Black is definitely there. So this little marker here, which says celebrating 100 years of Urban League, this is up for sale and upgrade. So if anybody has anything going on, they can upgrade to this, and it clicks directly into your website. So this will take us right to the Urban League.
Very nice.
And then we will be sending out SMSs if you have an event coming up or something that we're highlighting. He's building it like a Groupon for us. So when you have deals going on, so dining falls under here. And so when that pops up, you have all of the dining. You click on to any of the bakeries, like 27th Street Bakery. And because we actually highlighted them in our resource guide the year before, there's a whole write-up on them.
Nice.
And then we're going to upgrade it so it will link to her shop. And if she has sales or deals going on, all the community resources, GLAC is in here.
Great, thank you.
So he still has to make some adjustments, but it will take us directly to GLAC's, to you guys' to your site right here. And it will go right to your site.
Oh, look at that. Oh, great. Nice. Oh, okay. I'm sitting up on this. Look at that. Okay. Well, great. Well, we're going to want to use this, Crystal, to announce our BEP.
Yes.
We're currently accepting applications.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll reach out to you to make sure that we can put our application and information up, because the applications are going to be due
Okay, so we
Is
can
it
do that.
July 19th? Mm-hmm.
Anything going on in the community, we will highlight it. We'll be doing business highlights, and then for our community, we want a collaboration. We want to make sure we're all working together. So
Yeah.
GLAC can become an affiliate of ours, and anyone that's upgrading they get a free listing, just a basic listing. So any of your businesses can be in here, and then if they upgrade, then you have an affiliation code, and then we'll for the referral coming in for GLAC, we'll send that a percentage of that back over to your organization to create that another revenue stream. So the goal is that we use it, and we use it like so that we really know where all our businesses are. Right now it's going to be and so there's two markers, the big one, and then there's a smaller one, and then if you want any articles, like you were saying, you can plug in here. You can become a member, and then it's got a blogging component to it. We're hiring some people to write up. He's got all kinds of bells and whistles, and then the app has some amazing features. So let's say,
is it in the App Store?
It's going to be in the App Store. So right now it's in Google Play. We got to work on some. We are submitting to Apple. So as soon as it gets to Apple, then we got to make some adjustments for Apple, because they don't want it to look like a website. So the Google doesn't have a problem, but there's some other bells and whistles on the app itself that was good. Gilbert, I don't think you're in here, because I don't think you ever submitted the information to me.
I'm gonna have to send it to you this weekend.
I'm
gonna have to send it to you.
Get on board.
SmallBizPro is here.
Yeah, SmallBizPro is there, but Buchanan and Associates is not. Can you make the word together? SmallBizPro is one word. Can you do that?
I'll tell him to do that.
So
that is our announcement. So in the Google Store, I'll send you guys over the link. Thank you.
Good job, co-host. And we're going to connect the Latino businesses to this as well, because that's part of the community, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, it's going to. When they reached out to the Urban League, they asked, there's people that wanted to fund this. They wanted to know where the Black businesses were. So we're giving it to them. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that this is going to be for the greater Los Angeles area, Southern California, and eventually San Francisco. Mm-hmm. And then for the state, and then start moving in wherever the Urban League is. Yeah. That's where the guide is going to reach, so that now we have a bigger arm across America. But first, we need to get all our businesses in here.
Well, I'm going to make sure both my businesses are in there over this weekend. This is good. I love it.
We will talk and work out some stuff. And so we want to make sure So we did the Juneteenth event last week. I handed out it has a QR code. So we handed out over 300 church fans, telling them to add their businesses for free, and postcards to add your. So we got to get the consumers in to get to use it, and then we want to make sure that the companies are also in there, and everybody, all the money that needs to come into our community needs to come in here.
Yes, right. So exactly, perfect. Oh, congratulations. That's great. That's great. That's a great transition. Yes.
So
did I see the Recycling Black Dollars is turning 33?
It is.
Oh, so Recycling Black Dollars is a millennial now, huh?
Millennial.
That's hilarious.
Can you believe that Muhammad was 33 years ago?
Wow. No. Unbelievable.
No. Yeah, that's great.
And we still talk. And here's the sad part: we still talk about recycling dollars.
Right. Yeah, exactly. There's still that's work until there's not a need for any
exactly.
Right. We should be
our organizations, and we can just all
So
right off
that was the printed guide is useful. There is a population that still wants the printed guide, and so we will continue to print it as long as our sponsor for it continues to supply it. But we knew that we had to get online, and so I've been working hard, and so it just again. It came up during COVID and all the civil rights and the George Floyd. So there's organizations that reached out to the Urban League and said, hey, where do we find the Black businesses? We want to support them as well. And then, they know that I've been working with, I'm partner, we collaborate with the Urban League. So Brian reached out to me and said, hey, I don't want to step on your toes. Let's just do this together. And
perfect.
And you guys already have the information. We've been doing that book for 15 years. So put everybody in. And so now I am going to be reaching out to all of our organizations to get all of our people and our businesses in here, and then encourage them to look and use it.
So one of our listeners is giving us some props here. Nicole said, congratulations on the important move. This is great. It looks good. And she also said that she said, this is a game changer. It looks great. It certainly speaks to a new generation of businesses. How can I spread the word? I want to be listed.
Well, there you go. There's the link right there for you to list yourself. Go under Get Involved. It's on the menu, and become a member. And if you want to be an affiliate, fill that out as well. We'll give you a commission kickback when someone upgrades to the next level. So the next level is whereas I clicked on to the link for GLAC, you can click on, go directly to your resources, to your website. You have two options on the first upgrade. So your social media, and also your website. And then if you want to go to other locations, it's some other upgrades. And then if you want that big panel, then there's an upgrade for that. It's a whole lot of bells and whistles that as we build out, it is going.
Yes, it has room to grow. Yeah,
he's building it with it's like it has become a passion project for him. He's gonna be blacker than I am at some point.
Good, great.
Nicole also said that her 81-year-old mother took the printed guide that you gave her on Saturday to her beauty shop, and they're using it. Yeah.
Oh, well, awesome. Yeah, I met a lot of people on Saturday. I wasn't all gung-ho to be out for in Lamar Park for Juneteenth, but I saw the value, and so I stayed there till like 8:00 that night, and I handed it out to everybody. And so there are about 300 people that know about it now, and we want to keep going and doing. So we're going to definitely reach out to organizations, and for the organizations, we're going to have direct link to you guys so that we can all get this out there. And so whatever you need to make it happen, we're going to make it happen.
I'm proud of you, co-host. Great. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Absolutely.
This makes me feel good.
Thank you both.
Moving on up.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. We don't want people to say, well, I can't support a Black business because I don't know where they are. Well, now that's not true.
That happened during the pandemic. They're going, well, we've got this fund and we're trying to find them, but where are they? Well, we're here.
Right.
We're here.
Right.
Exactly.
So Angela, you want to share anything else with us, whether it's with GLAC or your business or what you're doing and what's coming up for small businesses?
I just want to give a plug again about the Business Evolution Program, and it's a 9-month intensive, beautiful class that's going to elevate the economic level of our entrepreneurs that attend this class. The class seats in August, and the deadline to apply is Monday, July 19th. And you can go to our website, www.glac, that's 3 A's, 2 C's, .org/programs/business-evolution-program.
I wish you had a piece of that graduation video to show today, so they can see the feedback that others were giving, your sponsors, some of the participants. It was great. It was really great.
Thank you. Yeah,
that was a great production, Angela.
It turned out nice. Yes, thank you for your contribution.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank Jean, thank Naomi, Chanel. I mean, you guys did a great job with that. Oh, Brandon too. Brandon did the video.
Oh yes,
yes,
he did a great job. Yes,
it was phenomenal. So I can't wait for the next cohort to start. So we're gonna take that next level, man. Next level.
The website is GLAAAAACC.
2C's.org.
Okay.
/programs.
/business
/business evolution program.
Evolution. Dash programs.
Program.
Dash or slash?
Dash.
Okay. Dash programs. Okay. So there you guys go. Reach out there, taking applications right now.
And Angela, tell them how they can become members of GLAC. What do they need to do?
www.glac.org.
All right, there you go. I just put it up there. It up there in the window.
Okay. Oh, great. Thank you. Yep, that's it right there. Absolutely.
All righty, guys. So these are the resources in your community as we move forward into going back to whatever the norm is going to be. Know that GLAC is there. Know that Recycling Black Dollars there. We all serve a purpose in this community, but our mission is for all of our business community to be successful and to be prosperous. As Angela said, to be able to hire. We want to grow, and we want to grow big, and
job
we have
creation.
to work at this.
Job creation. That's what it's.
We have to take care of our own. It's very important. So,
I would like to put a call to action out there to all small businesses that to try to double your revenues by the end of this year. Try to double it, because last year was atrocious. There's nothing we could do. We had to just sit at home and have the government tell us that, hey, you can't go out on the street, can't do any business. So if you guys can double your revenues for 2020 in 2021, that would be a great accomplishment.
It certainly would be. And let's start here. Get your business listed for free in the resource guide. The link is right there. That's the first step.
Second step is join the BEP program.
There you go. You guys, we are working for you. And we want you guys to work for yourselves. So that's it. Well, this has been great, Miss Angela.
It's like old home week. Thank you so much. I certainly appreciated the conversation, and we're all in this together, and we're gonna have to collaborate on some other stuff too. But
and
thanks for having me.
Let me know what you want me to do for the BBP. And
BEP,
and so we can get it in there, and because next week that's what we're going to be working on, is highlighting some stuff so people can really get to see and start marketing the program out there, and then let's talk about what we can do to collaborate to get the businesses, all the businesses in here from all of our organizations.
Perfect. Okay.
Angela, it was certainly a pleasure to have you on our program, The Business Zone, today. We've been trying to get you for the longest time, but you were so busy taking care of business for these small businesses. So we appreciate you, and we can't wait to have you back on this program. And as you know, we're on every Friday from 3 to 4. This is The Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert.
I love it.
Both locations are you're open to come out and just tell us what you need, what you're doing, so we can both at the community briefing and here on the Business Zone. So
you know what? I want to put this call. Well, it's not a call to action, but I just want to put this out there to Angela and see if she will pick up on it. So our anniversary, the Business Zone's anniversary, or 5th anniversary, is going to be July 7th or 8th, Crystal? July 8th. So we would love to team up with GLAC to launch our celebration party for the Business Zone. So we can host this together, Angela, if the powers to be will let it be.
We have to work out all
those. Work out all those details. Give me a call so we can work out the details.
Just have our people call your people.
being the people.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I think that would be great. That would be a great session, to have,
Well, it's actually, 5 years. It takes a lot to stay on air for 5 years.
That's how long you guys have been on?
5 years.
Yeah,
5 years.
Y'all been doing this 5 years.
Oh,
That's
yes.
Great. And Gilbert, I was telling Crystal, I remember when I came over.
Yes.
The studio on Crenshaw.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys are moving somewhere else?
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet.
But you know what? We could do, because I talked to Felicia this weekend. That second room that they had, Gilbert?
Oh, yes.
They've actually I think the BBA was doing their music panel over there this
Really?
Yeah. Skip did there. So she's made that like a hey Greg. She made that like a podcasting live streaming platform.
Great.
And so you can have like a panel of people.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
And you can have conversations, and they have the director chairs, and you can do that there in that platform. So we can use it for special occasions.
All right.
But, so she's growing and we're growing. 5 years.
Yeah.
We're happy to be that. So now it's time to monetize this channel.
That's right. We'll bring Angela back so we can take it next level.
Yeah. So Angela,
that's right.
She came on 2 years ago. That was the last time we were in this. We were in the studio 2 years ago. So that was when she was there. Yeah, so
that's great.
Kevin Nash has a setup too. Yeah, Kevin Nash. We had Kevin Nash we had Karen A. Clark on the community briefing this
I
past
saw that.
Wow.
I saw that today. I saw that. That's
what is that, yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Yesterday, yes.
Yeah, on Thursday. Yeah, right. Yeah, Karen is great. She's phenomenal.
Yeah, really and we were celebrating Black Music Month, so we had Kevin Nash. We had Marie Lamel. She's the PR music person.
Yeah.
And then we had Nawasa Onsu. She's she's with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So she's out of Chicago, Ohio. So that's what we had for the month of June. So we had some big hitters.
Amazing.
Look at that is. We got a nice roster.
Yeah,
great.
So so that was pretty cool, and all the kids came. I had all the kids.
Oh, you had your
Nifty from Nifty and Nifty Florida, Southeast Florida.
So, okay.
Yeah, we had both
class from. Okay, that's great.
Yeah,
so you're able to reach so many more people. That's great.
So much better. All righty, it's 4:17.
Okay.
It's been great. Hey, Greg.
Yeah, we had fun. Okay.
It was definitely a pleasure to have a very special guest on the show today, Miss Angela Gibson Shaw. Let's hear it for her. President of GLAC.
Oh, thank you.
Guys,
phenomenal.
Go over to GLAC's website, sign up for the program.
Sign up for the BEP program, guys. Sign up. You got to do it. You'll be amazed how your business is going to elevate and all the opportunities you're going to get out of that. You got to check it out.
And go to the RBD. The link is in the chat. Go to the RBD website and become a member. Make sure your business is highlighted for free. Get a free business listing. We're trying to make sure that we are connecting our businesses together and recycling our Black dollars in our community. So
he said always almost happy hour now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, folks. Well, we're gonna again ask you guys to go check out YouTube for our video. Crystal is gonna upload it this evening or tomorrow, or whenever she gets a chance. So you guys can check out this show again if you want to hear more on what Miss Angela Gibson had to say about the BEP program and GLAC, which is the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber, how they help small business and how your business could be next in line to be helped by GLAC. So you want to check out YouTube and also Facebook Live. We've got these videos. Check out. It's called The Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. We're on every Friday from 3 to 4.
Right, and a little after. And, and so go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe, guys. We're growing our channel. Yay, man. We're growing our channel. Help us out, guys. We're going to have merchandise there soon. We're working on that. Some merch. Some merch for 5 years. So it's been great. And so you guys be safe. Keep your mask on. There is something out there called a Delta variant that I heard that is in Compton. So keep your mask on.
Oh, my Lord.
Distance. Yes.
And it's worse than the COVID-19, guys. So put those masks on. Keep those distance, okay? And even if you've been vaccinated, keep those masks on.
Yeah, for sure. So we are going to sign off. Gilbert, you're going to hit the...
Yep, we're out.
All righty.
As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.